Hi, you guys. Hi, boys and girls and boys. Thanks for joining me here at Audrey's reading area because this is my area where I read some fun, exciting, and multicultural books to you. All right, all right, all right. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5 p.m.
Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 5 o'clock p.m.
All right, all right, all right, you guys. Let's do that one more time. Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 5 o'clock p.m.
All right, all right, all right. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love being here for you guys and I love reading to you guys. Hopefully you guys will click like, click share, and then go on over to YouTube and smash. I said smash that subscribe button for me. Punch that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. You'll be the first to know when I do that. And you could be the first to share it with everybody and show them just how cool you are. All right, all right, all right. Today is Multicultural Awareness Wednesdays. Yes, December 1st, by the way. The Dreamer. The Dreamer is the book that I'll be reading to you today by Danny Lucio. The Dreamer by Danny Lucio says, Ihable was a little Native American boy who lived on the lush, short grass prairies of the high plains of North Dakota. Ihable was about to celebrate his 10th summer. His name was befitting of his character, for his name meant dreamer in the Lakota language. Ihable's friends would often run around and get into trouble, as young boys did. Ihable was different. Instead, he would sneak off to a quiet place to gaze up into the clouds and get lost in his dreams. He liked to dream with his eyes open. Sometimes Ihable's friends would poke fun at him and curiously ask, "Why are you always sitting and thinking? You should be playing with us. Get your head out of the clouds." The boy just smiled and answered enthusiastically, "One day, I'm going to soar as high as an eagle, be as tall as a mountain, and roar as loud as a grizzly bear." His friends laughed, mocked him, and ran off. Ihable sat quietly and whispered to himself, "They'll see. Someday, they'll see." Now, the plains had witnessed a long period of challenging weather. The last winter had been harsh, and spring had not been very generous in delivering rain showers. The rivers were lower than the elders could remember them being. As the hot summer approached, the wild berries and edible roots were hard to find, and the tatanka, or buffalo, began to suffer. Woo! Weeks passed and still no rain fell. The people began to worry and started to look to the tribal leaders for help. Uh-oh. The elders called a meeting, and the Itankan, or chief, spoke. "We shall send our fastest riders out on our fastest horses to find any rain clouds in the area." They sent one rider to the north, one to the south, one to the north, one to the south, one to the east, and one to the west. Ihable watched as the riders galloped off until they disappeared into the horizon. The sun rose and set 2 times, but no riders returned with any news. Finally, on the third day, the little boy who had anxiously kept watch all day and night called out, "Here he comes from the north." When the first rider arrived, he announced that he did not have good news. Soon after, the rider from the east returned, and he also did not have good news. The same bad news came from the rider from the south, who appeared a few hours into the night of the third day. When morning came on the fourth day, Ihable, who had fallen asleep near the opening of his teepee, heard the soft murmur of the horse's gallop as the last rider from the west came into view. The little boy sat up, wiped his eyes, and quickly ran out to greet him. The rider from the west had finally made it home. He was slumped over on his horse and looked dreadfully exhausted, but he delivered some good news. "A great dark cloud comes from the west," he gasped, struggling to speak. "It moves quickly. It should be here by morning." Sure enough, the very next day, just before high noon, an enormous cloud slowly crept its way across the sky from the west. The people of the tribe were very excited. As the cloud approached, the people saw just how massive and dark it was. It grumbled and rumbled as it inched closer. Massive dark cloud with the lightning in it. Wow. By that time, the rivers had almost completely dehydrated and the buffalo was suffering. The wild berries and edible roots were very hard to find. The tribe's people were desperate. Everyone waited anxiously for the rain to quench their land's thirst, but soon something became apparent. No rain was coming from the clouds. It seemed as if the cloud was about to burst, yet it just continued to pass slowly over the land. The people of the tribe became frantic and quickly looked to the tribal leaders again for help. The chief decided to call for the 10 best archers to shoot their arrows up to pierce the cloud. The 10 strongest and most skilled archers ran out from the crowds of the tribe's people into the center area and quickly pulled their arrows from their holders on their backs. All at once, they pulled and loosed their arrows. The sky was filled with arrow after arrow as the young Ihable looked on in amazement. The hopefulness of the tribe quickly turned into disappointment, and their disappointment soon turned into sadness. Not one of the 100 arrows reached the cloud. All of the arrows swiftly glided back down to the earth just as quickly as they flew up. Back down. The Sakisitas, or warriors, hung their heads in defeat as they dragged themselves back to the place where the rest of the tribe stood. Ihable had seen what happened and could not give up without trying. While the archers made their way back, Ihable hurried to his teepee and grabbed his bow and his one arrow. He sprung out and ran through the crowd. He wove through the archers and the tribespeople, who all looked at him with sadness and disbelief because they knew Ihable could never reach the great cloud. I don't know, we heard that story about David and Goliath, right? I'm just saying. With arrows scattered all around him on the ground, Ihable ran as fast as his bare feet could carry him. He stopped in a clear area and gently placed the back of his single arrow to the string of his bow. He stood upright, with his left leg straight and his right foot placed on the inside of his left knee. Standing on one leg, he pulled the arrow back with his left hand and steadied the bow with his right. A hush filled the air as Ihable closed one eye and aimed. He realized that he could not miss, so he opened both eyes, and just then, he let go. Wow, the tribe stood still, and so did time. The arrow soared like an eagle through the air. The arrow rose to a towering height. As tall as a mountain, it flew higher and higher and higher. The arrow finally reached the clouds and pierced it, creating a roar as loud as 100 grizzly bears. The plains trembled. The air quickly filled with raindrops that raced down to the people who were frozen in complete amazement. Wow. Ihable felt a cool chill as the first raindrop hit his shoulder. He could smell and taste the sweetness of the rain around him. The tapping sound of the rain hitting the dry, hard ground of the plains was like music to his ears. He dropped his bow, opened his palms, and let the raindrops hit his hands and face as he looked up to the sky in awe. His toes wiggled through the soft earth as the rain quickly turned the dirt into mud. His toes wiggling. Ihable smiled, closed his eyes, and heard the cheers from his people. The boy opened his eyes, caught sight of his parents, and raced towards them. Never was there a more loving embrace than on that late afternoon in the plains between the little boy and his parents. Aww. Aww. The dreamer proved that he could soar like an eagle, be as tall as a mountain, and roar like a grizzly bear. Ihable the dreamer was never told to get his head out of the clouds again. Wow. Wow. The end. What a beautiful story. The Dreamer, written and illustrated by Lucio. I'm thinking this is him on the back. Wow. On the back it reads, Ihable is a young Native American boy who lives on the quiet plains of the Dakotas. He often spends his time alone, daydreaming with his eyes always gazing towards the heavens. One unfortunate season, his tribe falls victim to one of the worst droughts in the history of the plains. The people look to the tribal elders to fix the problem, but nothing seems to work. When all hope seemed to be lost, Ihable the dreamer races into action in an attempt to save his tribe. The time has come for his hopes and dreams to become a reality. David Daniel Lucio was born in Brownsville, Texas. This is the author we're talking about, along the southernmost border with Mexico. As a teenager, Danny spent many of his summers as a volunteer at camps for children and adults with special needs in Brownsville and Esopus, New York. Lucio earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Texas at Brownsville and has worked as the director for youth ministry at a local church for 5 years, as well as coaching elementary, middle, and high school basketball for nearly a decade. Danny married the love of his life and soulmate, Kate Dawson, in 2013. Lucio is now the head physical education teacher at an elementary school in Houston, Texas. Every day, Danny has the opportunity to inspire young children through his job as an educator. His hope is that this book is able to reach all the dreamers of the world and to encourage hearts, young and old, to keep on dreaming. Aww. That's right. The name of his book is The Dreamer. You guys, please just keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming. Be something big. And then make your dreams come true. Wow. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me read fun, exciting, and multicultural books like this here at Audrey's Reading Area. Don't forget, you guys, to click like. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to go on over to YouTube and smash that subscribe button. Punch that notification bell so you can be the first to see it come up. All these new videos that I put up. And you can be the first to share it with everybody. All right, you guys. Shout out to my mom. Her name is Bev. Hey, Bev Burley, mommy. Thank you so much for being here all the time. Sheena, my girl, Sheena G. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sheena shares my videos all the time, too. Oh, man. Thank you. Leo Carlos. Thank you. He's here all the time, checking me out and listening to me. Hey, Tiffany. My girl, Tiffany. Tiffany Johnson. That's my girl. Who else is here? I can only see you if you comment. And Monica Mack. Hey, Monica Mack. What's up, girl? Thank you all for being here. Love you all. Thanks for the love and support. Don't forget to tell everybody to go on over to YouTube. Smash that subscribe button for me. I'm really trying to get 1,000 subscribers. I have I'm about 6 away from 500. It doesn't cost a thing. It's totally free to hit that subscribe button. Totally free. So don't forget, go ahead and hit it. Smash it. All right, you guys. Thank you again. I absolutely love being here and reading these very interesting, very educational, very multicultural, and very fun books to you. So I'll see you tomorrow, won't I? Live at 5. That's Live. Live at 5 tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll see ya tomorrow. What am I going to say next? You got it. It's only a day away. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Live at 5 here at Audrey's Reading Area.